Hi, and welcome back to my orchid life. Appreciate you coming by for a visit. If you enjoy orchids as much as I do and enjoy learning about them as I am in the learning process, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you end up enjoying the video, a like would be appreciated as well. Today we are going to talk about my haul for August. There are 3 plants that I purchased this month in celebration of reaching 100 subscribers. I know that doesn't seem like a big milestone for some, but for me, it was a pretty big milestone and quite unexpected. I'm going to start off with my store-bought ones that I bought here locally. So I've got this, I'm gonna call it a DTPS black spot because the tag that it came with, it says dots black spot, like literally dots black spot. And I did look up DTPS black spots, Phalaenopsis black spots, and it kept coming up with how to cure black spots and what black spots might be on your orchid. But look at those blooms. If anyone can tell me what she is, her official name, can you let me know in the comments below? I'd really like to know because she is just stunning. And I just absolutely adore that little white lip right there in the middle. Just gorgeous. So I got her at one of my local Lowe's, and then along with her I purchased this DTPS Lucky Sun, and it's Sue Long Lucky Sun is what comes up when you just type in DTPS Lucky Sun. And I bought her with her in full bloom. She's got several spikes on here as well to give her that fullness, and they are starting to go over. So no telling how much longer I can enjoy these, but absolutely gorgeous. I love the striping on this one, and then again with that deep lip and the little white center into the lip. And then really, let me see if I can find one. Yeah, let's do this one here. And then if I pull the lip down just a wee bit, do you see the yellow accent right there in the center? That's just so pretty. She caught my eye first, and I grabbed her, and then as I was walking away, the black dots was like, hey, what about me? Take me home. I was like, all right, I'll take you home. And then I acquired another Phalaenopsis Lark Song. I have since cut off her spikes since I got her. I'll post a picture of her blooms. This was bought by my daughter. I have one already, and when she came in, I was so excited because I think they are so pretty. Such a soft pink with a beautiful lip. Just gorgeous. She's actually my channel picture as well as the banner on my channel page. I just love her. I did buy a Renanthera monachica as part of my celebratory order. And again, thank you, Nina from Ninja's Orchids, for giving me the link to find one. Initially, I had her in moss because I misunderstood her need for humidity. And after some comments and some advice, especially from Terry from TD Moore, and the fact that they are very much like Vandas and they like a wet dry cycle, I have since put her in some large bark. And I had moved her to the large bark prior to the comment from Terry. I had reached out to Nina and was kind of chatting with her, and she gave the same advice, that perhaps I had her too wet. And since I have moved her into the bark mix, I have not had any more leaf dieback. I did hear back from the company, and if something is to happen to this orchid, they will send me a replacement. So that is good. I told them I wanted to see what this one would do because I really don't want to. I'm trying to see if I can see her roots. She does have some roots, and I did the unpotting. She doesn't have a very great root system yet, but it does look like she's trying to produce something at the end of the stem. So we will have to wait and see what happens with her. So thank you, Nina and Terry, for your help and advice on how to possibly fix that. Then we have these 2 here from Orchid Limited. Their website is Orchid Web. Orchid Limited is the company. So I got the Phalaenopsis Delicioso variation Hooker Rihanna. Beautiful. Look at those little dainty blooms. I'll post a picture so you can see them a little bit better. But I just did a spotlight on her as my favorite orchid for the month. As I said in that video, I've only had her for a couple of weeks, but she has quickly become my favorite orchid for this month of August. Just because, I mean, look how cute she is. You've got these 2 little, like almost like little rabbit ears right here, and then the two little arms with the petals like, I don't know, hands. I know I'm going a little too crazy. There she is. And then I also got the Phalaenopsis cornicervi variation Chattel a Day. Again, look how gorgeous she is. When I got her, this leaf was very, very straight. I'm glad it's now starting to relax. Her big juicy aerial root right there is still doing fine, and she is still doing rather well in here. No desiccation on the roots that I can see, that I always like to keep on the edge of the pot. And then my 4 orchids that were chosen for me by Orchid Classics. Again, they had a special going on where you could pick 4 Phalaenopsis for a price, and instead of picking them, I asked them to pick for me. I think nurseries, like I said before, really like that, just because it takes kind of some of the stress off, and it kind of takes the stress off of you of choosing the 4 you want and then an alternate. It's like in high school when you're like waiting to be picked for the team and you're like last. That was me. That's kind of why I brought that up. But anyhow, 4 I got from them was the Phalaenopsis hieroglyphica, and she is slowly relaxing this leaf right here. It was sticking upright a little bit more, and she is continuing to put her roots into the media. This spot that I initially was kind of concerned about right here has not extended any, so I am keeping an eye on it. So if it does extend, I will cut that part of the leaf off, but for now I'll just let her absorb it because she is in that process. And then we have the Phalaenopsis sanderiana that has this latest big beautiful leaf that she's grown, and I don't have any new leaf growth or any new root growth. The roots she came with are still doing fine. And then we have the Phalaenopsis philippinensis that I am so happy that they sent for me, because this would have been one that had I chosen them, I would have chosen this one, just because like with the Schilleriana, it has that modeling on there. Almost looks like a snake pattern. It's just so pretty. This leaf is growing, it's just growing really slow, and then the roots that she initially started with are pushing into the pot, so she's doing rather well. And then we have a duplicate for me, and I probably should have put surprise me except for the looseberry, because I already have this one, but always nice to have doubles of a plant that you really like, because in the future I can either gift it, or eventually what I was thinking too is when it comes time for repotting, because they'll both kind of need to be repotted around the same time, so maybe put them in the same pot and just make one big plant. But this is why she is okay to be a duplicate. Look at the delicateness of the sepals and the petals, and then that contrasting lip with that fuchsia right there. Oh, just gorgeous, just gorgeous. And I have her in all moss. And just as a side note, I know I talk about moss a lot. I do understand that moss is not the answer for everything. It's just in my environment, I have found that certain plants do well in either all moss or moss and bark mixture. So it's not that I think that moss is the save all for everything. I do like to add moss around bases of orchids to help encourage root growth, because it does provide that additional humidity. And then again, like I've stated in the past in previous videos, the specialty Phalaenopsis do better in moss for me than they do in a bark mix or even a bark and moss mix, because I had a Violacea in the past that I had potted up that way, and it quickly objected and died. So since I've been using just the moss and perlite for the specialty phals, I have had better success, and so that is why I use moss for a lot of things. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed my little haul here. Let me know if you have any questions about any of these. If you want me to do a separate video and go into more detail, I'll be happy to do that for you. And I appreciate your visit. I enjoyed it, and I hope you come back again soon.